Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is going to be a story times video, but it's going to be like a mini story times video, okay? I'm gonna consist of 3 mini stories about the horrors of online dating that I've endured because I'm just so I don't know how I always end up in these situations, but I guess this is my life. As I stated before in one of my other videos, TikTok is the problem. TikTok is why we have the rise of long distance bays, out of state men. Like that is literally where every single one of these story times comes from, y'all. You don't already know. If you don't already follow me, you should on TikTok at Alicia Milan. I have like a little bit of following on there. So typically when I get following from random people, it's like because my Instagram is linked to my TikTok. And that comes with it's mostly men, and it's almost always men who are not in California like me. Or if they are, they're far. Like it's just let's just get into the first story. Once upon a time, I was minding my business and this guy followed me on Instagram, right? Like I said, I get follows from men from TikTok a lot of times after I go live, and a lot of times it's disappointing. It's a bot, or it's someone not cute, or it's someone cute who's super far, where I'm just like, do I have the energy for that, right? But this guy followed me, and he was cute. Like he was cute enough for a follow back. I was like, okay, hey. Um, and I think that he lived in California, but it was nowhere close to me, right? So whatever, but he was cute, so he got a follow back. So he slides in my DMs when he gets that follow back. He's like, "Hi, like I noticed you on TikTok, and I just thought you were like really pretty and interesting, and I just want to say what's up." I'm like, "Oh, what's up?" So we talk like a little bit, like, "Oh, where do you live? How old are you? Yada yada yada." And then I think after like the first night, he asked for my number, right? Their favorite line. Oh, I'm not really on Instagram like that. Can I get your number? But you on Instagram following 5 girls a day and like, oh, let's not even clock that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You can get my number. So I remember the next day, he's texting me throughout the day. But honestly, y'all, like he was cute, but that's the thing. If you're cute with no personality or your personality is ugly, you automatically turn ugly because it doesn't matter. So I remember like immediately I was bored because I feel like, and every other girl should feel like you're the prize. So like you should be communicating from the jump, like doing the bare minimum from the jump if you're interested, like duh. And I remember he was just very like laggy, like text me 4 hours later or this and that, and so it wasn't really a conversation. So I was like, you're boring me. You're not chasing me now. So I remember that day I just like left him on red because it was like barely a conversation, right? I was over it. I was like, whatever, I don't really care. But then I remember the next day, either that day or the next day, he followed up. So I was like, okay, effort. Okay, we could try this again. I responded. We just talked a little bit more. I post on TikTok so much because, I'm trying to be my bag. Like, if you follow me, I'm always on your For You page. And so I was genuinely curious because, like, sometimes I get follows from, like, the videos that go viral, or sometimes it could just be from, like, a normal video. So it's like, I'm really curious, like, what video did you actually see of me? Like, I want to know. And I was like, oh, like, give me your TikTok so, like, I can follow you. We could see. And then he was like, okay, bet. So we sent it. And then he sent it to me. And I was like, oh, like, it was a low key video where I was just kind of speaking. And he just thought what I said was really smart or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So y'all know when you get a man's social media, a man's anything, you thank God for social media and background checks. Like I think the 90s and stuff, that's kind of crazy. Like you could date a guy and you could have no idea who, like, you don't have anything to background check except people's word. That's why I love social media. Look at as a black woman in dating, we gonna look through that following, see if it's looking like, or see, do you follow more girls than me? Like you got to check all that. So I got the TikTok. He didn't have any posts, and I was like, damn. But because he didn't have any posts, you know what showed up immediately? Those reposts. Okay.
Perfect. Hey, have a good day. Y'all.
So first, I'm just like looking at his reposts a little bit, and like I don't see anything bad until I get like 3 reposts in, and I see a video of, I don't even remember because it was so stupid and ignorant. Basically, he had like at least 2 or 3 reposts about people being transphobic, homophobic, being like, that stuff is bad, that's it, da, 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 it's wrong, da, da, da. And so I was like, oh, oh, you repost that, you repost this. And so one thing about me, about men, I never gave up. I never cared to show you that I'm stalking you or show you that I'm in your business. Because if you want me, I'm in your business. I don't care. And also, I never cared about confronting people like that. Like what? So I immediately took a screenshot. I was like, hey, so I was looking in your repost. What does this mean? What does this mean? And he wanted to say, oh, like I'm not homophobic and stuff. I'm gonna have kids one day, and I don't feel like it's right to be like teaching kids that early, and I don't agree with it, but I'm not homophobic. Like, all the stuff a homophobic person would say. I don't this, I don't that, but I this. If you have to say I don't this or that, like, so I was like, absolutely not. So he texted me a whole bunch of nothing trying to explain why his reposts were homophobic. And I was just like, well, you care enough and to repost stuff about them. So I was like, so you are, but good try. And I remember he just sent some other stupid stuff and I just left him on red because what boy, I'm not talking to you. Like, I don't deal with people like you. I'm not going to be one of those. No, absolutely. So I remember obviously I left him on red and stopped messing with him as soon as that cuz I'm not about to go back and forth with you. Like, boy, your reposts are loud. So I remember the next day he literally followed up and he was like, "You really think I'm homophobic?" I just responded, "Yes." And then I remember, yo, he just texted a whole bunch of nothing again. He was like, I'm really not. I just this, and that, and so, that. And I remember he ended with that typical line where at the end he was like, you feel me? No, I don't feel you at all. No, I don't feel you. So yeah, I don't play about my morals or people like that. So when he just kept saying a whole lot of nothing and not leaving me alone after, like, boy, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to someone homophobic. It's not happening. So I literally just unfollowed him, blocked him and all that so he can't say anything else. So that is story number 1. Horror story number 1. Now, I want to say it gets worse, but homophobia is pretty bad. I just feel like all these stories are terrible in their own ways and in disbelief. I just feel like they get more unbelievable as we go on. So, shall we to story number 2? Again, once again, a guy follows me. I'm assuming it's from TikTok. And like I said, a lot of times it's very disappointing because they're bots or they're far or like they're weird accounts. But this guy followed me and it was like a real account. And like I said, oftentimes it's people from out of state or something like that. But this guy actually had my California, like, and my city, like my county in his bio. I was like, oh, like this never happens. Like people who are actually around me. Like, so I was like, whoa, okay, who is this? So I look at said Instagram. I start looking through the Instagram. And before I get to this next part, mind you, he didn't just follow me. Like he followed me and spammed me, which is very telling, right? It's the intention is very telling. So I'm like, okay, who is this? Whatever. I start looking through his Instagram, y'all. Why is a girl all over his Instagram? A girlfriend all over his Instagram, right? It's just like I know men are really stupid, but you're gonna be stupid when there's couples posts all over your page. And here's the thing, something I hate to hear too. If you're another black woman, you could probably relate. In SoCal, especially in my city, black love is very like, where y'all at? Like, I'm fighting for my life. That's why I'm always dating online. And like it was like they were a black couple. And I was like, really, bro? Like it was literally cute. Like pictures at Disneyland, but like aesthetic, cute pictures. And you're following me and spamming me for what? So I'm like, oh, absolutely not. And to put the cherry on top, y'all know how Instagram has that new feature where you can post like from the same, you can share a post with someone else. Like it'll be posted from their account and their account. Like I know someone who just got engaged, and like the girl I know plus her fiance posted the same thing. So you get the same likes, you get the same comments. Majority of the posts were like that too. So I'm like, oh. So I'm like, bro, this is disappointing. Ew, who is this? But I'm like, but what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't just let him slide. So you know what I did? I go ahead and I like him and his girlfriend's joint post. I sure do. To show him that I see he's in such a cute, happy, loving relationship with adorable Disneyland pictures. And like I said, it's a joint post. So his girlfriend is going to get the like too. And I hope that when his girlfriend got the like, she's like, who is this random girl that you follow and spam that liked our post together? Gotcha, nigga.
Fuck going high, I'm going low.
I don't know. I ate. Like, I feel like I ate. Obviously, I have no idea if that's what happened because I didn't say anything, but I felt like that was very smart. Like, oh yeah, let me show you that I see you and your beautiful girlfriend, but hopefully she sees this. And because what are you doing? What are you doing? That's my way of letting her know. And yeah, when I did that, he very quickly unfollowed me. Exactly. Go back to where you came from. Online dating horror story number 3. Number 3. So, once upon a time, I got a follow from a guy who was on my TikTok live. And I clicked on the account and I was like, oh, he's actually cute, actually in California. Follow back. Follow back. So, we start chatting. Same old, same old. Slides in my DMs. Where do you live? I live here. How old are you? Da da da. We talk, whatever. Again, ask for my number. We're probably talking for like a couple days, just conversating, typical stuff. This talking stage couldn't have lasted, I swear, like more than 10 days, like 2 weeks max, right? And for the story to make sense, I have to break down the type of girl that I am, okay? I'm not religious. I grew up religious. I grew up Christian. I grew up with a mom who's religious and a dad who isn't. And a couple years ago, I decided I'm not religious anymore. It's just not for me, right? Even though I'm not religious, I don't belong to a certain religion or belief. I think stuff is cool from different beliefs, you know? I like astrology. I like thinking of a higher power watching over me. Like I burn incense, you know, it's like whatever. That's the type of girl I am. And I literally don't care what anybody else does as long as you're not using your religion as a way to excuse yourself or hate on other people or trying to force it on other people who don't want to hear it. Like that's all I care about. If it helps you, if you love it, it does all these things for you, I love that. You know? So I literally don't care what other people do. Just don't bother me. So I start, like I said, I was in this talking stage and this guy starts telling me a little bit about himself. And he says that he's Christian, like he walks me through his day to day one time. And he says that he wakes up early every morning to read a scripture and this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, cool. That's what you do. That's your routine. All right. Mind you, a couple of days before this, we had relationship talk. Like, oh, when was your last relationship? When was your last relationship? How did it end? Yada yada. And I think a very important question to ask men when you're dating them. I'm sorry. People say people change, but I want to know if you were a cheater before. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I know apparently some people change, some people get better, some people leave that in the past, but I just feel like that's a very important piece of information to know. So, like, I can know you used to be that person or that you struggle with self control. Like, 9 times out of 10, if someone says they've done that before, I don't want you because I just don't. Do y'all feel me on this one? Like, I feel like I'm be like, oh, like, and also I empathize with people, especially other women. So to me, just like hearing someone did something like that, I'm looking at you like I'm her friend or something. Cause boy, what? Like, so I ask him that question and he says yes. And I say, well, what did you do? Because cheating is a lot of things. And he said the worst thing you could do.
Oh.
I said, "Oh, yeah, like I don't know if I want to talk to someone who like is capable of that." Yada yada yada. And he like pleads with me. He's like, at the time I think he was like 21. I think at the time we were like 19 and 20, and I remember he was like, "No, like Alicia, it was when I was 16, 15. Literally the relationship after that, I got cheated on. Like I would never do that again. I trust me, I did the work. I am cool with the girl to this day. Like I'm changed. I'm past that. I whatever, like I got my karma." And I'm just like he was really really just trying to assure me like I was just stupid, I don't move like that anymore, blah blah blah. And so I kept in my mind, but like he was like really not taking over an answer. He was like, "Please, like I'm not blah blah." So I'm just like trying to keep an open mind, and we have other conversations where we talk about you know, like body count, your morals, your standards, when you start doing stuff with people, when this and that, like just, curious, getting to know your past, how you feel about those things. And I remember he told me that he doesn't remember his body count because he sees it as just an activity that's mutually fun, and he's even done it with some of his friends before. I'm like, baby making is just a casual activity that you do with your friends. And look, different people are different. I have my own standards in what I do. I don't like to like judge people for what they do. But what you mean you just got who wants to date someone who says that they just do it with their friends sometimes? Are we being for real? So again, I'm like, wow, that's an interesting statement you got there. You don't remember the number and you treat your friends like that? Okay. Y'all, please, I know what you're thinking, but like I don't know what I was doing. I guess I was just trying not to be judgmental. So both of those things, the cheating past, the can't remember, and the describing as a casual thing that he's done with a couple friends before, I'm like, all right, I keep all that in mind. So fast forward to the conversation I told you before. I'm sorry if this is confusing. These conversations happened before he told me about his Christian Bible wake up in the morning to read the scripture life. So now we're at that conversation, and he's telling me this, and I'm like, "Oh cool, that's your routine, this and that." I'm like, "Well, I'm not religious. So does that bother you, cuz like you seem pretty religious?" Y'all, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. He's like, "Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me because I'm just such a man of God." And y'all, you're telling me I didn't judge, or I didn't judge this man for. Actually, I did judge, but I was giving this man the benefit of the doubt for saying he used to be a cheater, saying he doesn't remember his body count, and saying he hooks up with his friends for fun. Um, so those three character traits. This situation really humbled me. But he couldn't talk to me anymore because I wasn't Christian. Are we being for real right now? When I tell y'all that situation humbled the fuck out of me, not even humble, but it just like I was flabbergasted. I was like, wow, I can't believe this terrible person who seems like a is judging me for not being in a religion. Yet you're in a religion, and like I said, the reasons I'm not Christian anymore, you're in a religion and you're actively not following the stuff because you're saying you don't remember your body count, and your friends you on your friends for fun. So all of that's not crazy, but me not being in the religion is crazy. And oh yeah, I can't mess with someone like that. Ah! I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like I just had to laugh. I just had to laugh. And men are so weird because I remember he said that, and I was basically just like, okay. And this is someone who still bothered me, like would randomly be in my likes or join my lives and stuff. Even though we don't follow each other. And when he was in a new relationship, I peeped that too. For like up to a year and a half after that. So there's that. Okay, you guys, those are my 3 online dating horror stories. Moral of the story is I need to run into the love of my life in person. Not for real though. Let me know what you guys thought about these stories. Which one do you think is the worst? The homophobic guy? The guy who was spamming me with joint posts with his girlfriend, or the Christian cheater? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I can't make this up, y'all. I can't make this up. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching me yap, listening to another couple of stories. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.